Well, folks, they call me the human chatterbox. Honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because, as Will Rogers said at a dinner the other night, he thought that President Coolidge and I could out-talk any 27 women in the world, and Coolidge wouldn't have to say a word. But honestly, I don't feel much like talking today. I kind of got a touch of laryngitis. I went to see a throat specialist this afternoon, and he gave me some advice that may come in handy in case any of you folks are similarly attacked. He said, Tannen, as long as your throat is in that condition, the best thing you can do before your performance this evening is go into an ice cream parlor and eat some ice cream. So what did I do? I was over here on Broadway, and I sit down, not on the street, you know, I wasn't that way. I went into an ice cream parlor and sat down, and a girl came up to me, and I asked her, I said, what flavors of ice cream have you? With a rising inflection, everything being higher this year. She said, chocolate and vanilla. Just like that. Well, I felt sorry for her because I'm naturally sympathetic, having been raised in an orphan asylum. So I said to this girl, I said, gee whiz, you got laryngitis too, haven't you? And she said, no, only chocolate and vanilla. I've certainly had a busy day today. Well, it started in last night. To begin with, I was up all last night with the baby. You know, a baby, folks, is just like a Ford. Everything happens the second summer. Did you ever notice, folks, when a baby starts crying in the middle of the night and you get up to close the window, that you always step on a roller skate? There's nothing any worse except what happened to me when I got up this morning. I filled the tub full of water and landed right on a bar of soap. Then to start the day properly, I wanted to do my Army setting up exercises. You know that the boys used to do outdoors every morning, where you stoop forward 15 or 20 times and touch the floor with the tips of your fingers without either bending your arms or your knees. But if you try it in your bathrooms this winter mornings, you might just as well profit from my experience. Always make certain that you're facing the radiator. Certainly had a busy day. I started to put on my collar, and the first thing I noticed was the way the laundries do them. You send your collar to be cleaned, and all they do is sharpen them. I could shave with this one. That reminded me, and I went down to the barber's, and I struck a wonderful barber. You know, the average barber, in shaving you, when he goes over your face the second time, he usually takes a sponge or a damp cloth with his moist hands, and he sort of dampens your cheek first, and then he follows it with a razor. Well, this barber has a new scheme. He fills your ear with soap, and then he draws on it as he beats it. He's got it down so Pat he knows just how much each ear will hold, and by the time he gets through, you haven't heard what he said, and he's sold you a bottle of hair tonic. The manicurist trimmed you too, and then they hold your hat while you run home and get more money. Then to round the day out, I happened to remember that I had to pay my income tax. So I went up to the collector's office, which is on the 33rd story of the Woolworth building, and those are wonderful elevators they have in that building. Gosh, they take you up like a skyrocket. They take you up first, and then your stomach's supposed to follow you. You know, it's awfully hard for a stomach that can't see where its owner is going to accompany him successfully. You get up to the top, you're not exactly seasick, but you're afraid to yawn.